Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Follow Everton. My name is Ryan. I'm the channel host and admin, and these are my player ratings for Everton 1, Manchester United 0. I'm going to start with Jordan Pickford, who I thought was absolutely outstanding today in goal. He read situations very, very well, and he looked like a man who was determined to not concede any goals. So really, really strong performance from him. Made some big saves, I think, in the first half as well. And there was one early that came out from a corner, and he did well to tip over. Some smart stops low down as well. A good chance late on in the second half, but at the end of the game, when Ronaldo knocked the ball down and it looked like a certain goal due to the amount of space, he pulled off an absolutely outstanding save. I don't know whether he was aware of the save that he made, but um, he was in the right position anyway, and he was very calm. He came out to punch when needed, and time wasted, and did everything he needed to do. So I'm really, really impressed with Jordan Pickford today, and I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Moving on to Michaelenko, I think this was his best game in an Everton shirt. We saw some tenacity from him and composure on the ball. I still think there's a lot more to come from him, and definitely more to come from him going forward. But I was very impressed. He was very steady in there. I'm going to give him a 7. Moving into the centre of defence, I think Michael Keane struggled really early on, but turned things around, obviously, to keep the clean sheet and put the foot in where needed. I still think Michael Keane was the weak link in that back line. There was caught under the ball a few times, and some of his distribution was a bit suspect. But I really can't give him a negative for this game, because obviously getting the clean sheet and the win. So I am going to give him a 6.5. Or no, I think that's a bit harsh. I think Michaelenko should have got a 7.5, and I'm going to give Michael Keane a 7. I think Ben Godfrey today was outstanding, brilliant, tracking back, stopping the crosses coming in terms of getting good blocks in on the cross when it came into the box, winning his aerial duels, most of them. Really good commitment, and he just looked really disciplined. Much better from him. So Ben Godfrey's going to get a 7.5. And across the back line, you've got Seamus Coleman, who I thought put in a tireless performance. There wasn't an awful lot of quality going forward from him, but he read situations really well and worked hard. So I'm going to give Seamus a 7. Moving into midfield, obviously the double pivot of Allen and uh, Fabian Delph returning back from injury again. I think the two of them worked really well as a double pivot. I think they controlled situations extremely well. They worked hand in hand in tandem. If one went, one would drop deeper. And I liked Fabian Delph in particular today in terms of willing to support his centre backs, willing to drop in and intercept, and just added a calmness and composure. And it allowed Allen to go and bite and snap and try and win the ball back. So the two of them, brilliant. And hopefully Delph hasn't picked up an injury and it's just tiredness. So they're both going to get an 8 from me for really good, tenacious performance in midfield. Moving over to the right then, we've got Anthony Gordon, who I thought obviously scored the winning goal. He looked absolutely knackered in the second half. He never stopped running, never stopped putting the commitment in, though. And obviously, because he gets the goal, he's going to get an 8 from me. A brilliant performance from him. I still think there's so much more to come from him, but you can't fault that level of commitment and fight for the shirt. Alex Iwobi, then I thought Alex Iwobi. No, I'm not cold. I've just got back in the house and I'm leaving this on because it's absolute banter. And this isn't my hat, by the way. This is my missus's hat, but it's hysterical. What can you do? We're head to toe in Everton gear. Got to celebrate. Alex Iwobi. Iwobi, one of his best performances in a blue shirt. And I think you found his best position, which is like Cam, sort of left of a 3, maybe. Obviously, Decore had Ramadan, wouldn't have been able to eat. And I'm not sure that would have given him the best preparation for the game. So obviously he was rested for this game, and you saw Alex Iwobi come in and he presses well. He's strong. He's tenacious. Keeps the ball well. Looks for positive things, and he worked extremely hard. I think Alex Iwobi arguably could have been man of the match there for me, along with Jordan Pickford. So I'm going to give Alex a 9 because I have to say that was probably his best performance overall in an Everton shirt. Maybe I'm being overly generous, but I've been in the game, so obviously there's the emotion there. Really impressed with him. And Richarlison as well, an 8 out of 10 for me. A really solid performance on the left of midfield. Played percentages when he needed to. Worked really hard. fought for the ball, battled really well, and he did okay when he went up front as well. He dropped in the right areas, so excellent from them. Calvert-Lewin, for me, he's the only one who I think really struggled. I think he was marshalled really well by Maguire. It's disappointing because there's a player in there, but I don't think we're playing to his strengths at the moment. I think we're playing the long ball, but we're not getting players around him, or they're not the best passers. But also, I think he was just off the pace, unfortunately for him. And I don't think booing him and all that sort of thing works. I think you've got to just get behind him. He's been out for a long time, and I think there's room for improvement for sure. So I've got to give Calvert-Lewin maybe a 4 because I think it was a really poor performance from him. But I really hope there's better. Maybe 4 is a bit harsh because he did contribute from set pieces, and he tried. But I think he's off the pace. I'm going to give my substitutions to Mari Gray. I can't give more than a 6. I don't think he really did an awful lot. He was contributing, obviously, at the end of the game in terms of keeping possession, but it was fairly steady, fairly solid without being spectacular. And I think Doucouré the same, just came on fresh legs. Obviously, he wouldn't have eaten anything or drank. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you, but that was the situation with that. And then, obviously, I think don't even know whether we made another substitution. I can't even remember. But they are my player ratings. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And up the toffees. See you soon. Thank you.